Are you as sure as eggs is eggs about supersizing and growing your business? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and our idiom for today is one I have never heard of before, and it says to be as sure as eggs is eggs. Now, sometimes it said as sure as eggs are eggs, which is proper grammar using the plural of eggs, but I think it said eggs is eggs for effect, so that we realize that there are things that we believe are a sure thing. They're going to happen for sure. We're certain something is going to happen. And there's a whole lot of as sure as idioms, right? As sure as death and taxes, as sure as X is X, fill in the blanks. My daughter was saying some that she's heard of that I've absolutely never heard of yesterday. But there's a lot of times this idiom is used to basically reinforce that we're pretty darn sure something's going to happen, or we're certain it's going to happen. And then what happens if it doesn't, right? So today we're going to think about what in our business, as we're growing and building and supersizing it, are we absolutely sure about? And what happens if that thing changes? Because one thing I'm as sure as eggs about is that there are a few things I can be certain of as I'm growing and building and supersizing my business. Things that I know that if I do them consistently and repeatedly, which is consistent, right? Consistent is repeating things that work over and over and over again. If I do those things, they'll have X result on and in my business, right? If I want to supersize my business, there are a few key things I need to make sure I have in place and that I'm doing regularly in order to help my business to grow and supersize. Things like communication, leadership, delegating, personal development for myself and everyone in the organization, understanding how people want to be treated, understanding that we need to stay by and live by our core values, etc. So what for you are you sure of as you're growing and building and supersizing your business? And what happens if something changes? I think we all got a big dose of that with the COVID pandemic. Things that we had never thought possible, businesses and jobs and conditions we never even imagined. At least I never imagined a pandemic in my lifetime. I guess I wasn't watching the right documentaries to know that that was indeed coming. And I was busy just doing my thing and building my businesses and loving my family. So definitely was sideswiped by COVID and all the way that it impacted all of our lives. But it meant we had to get really creative. We had to figure things out, because as entrepreneurs, we're always figuring things out. As business owners, it's our responsibility to figure things out for ourselves and all those people that are connected with our business, especially if we want to make a positive impact on the world. So curious, have you ever heard this particular idiom? I think it's from Britain, and maybe that's why I haven't heard it. I've never been to the great Isle of England and Britain. So curious if you've heard it, if you've used it. I've never used it, obviously, because I've never heard it before. But I don't know if I'll use it anyway, because I don't like the eggs is eggs grammar. It kind of tweaks me when I say it. So I would maybe say as sure as eggs are eggs, or as sure as gold is gold, or as sure as a magnifying glass is a handy tool, etc. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help you anyway, hit me up. I will be with you tomorrow. We're talking about the certain paradox today, which basically says the only certainty is that nothing is ever certain. Isn't that the truth? All right, have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow.